Welcome back to Josh the Warrior TV, where I always talk about food, fitness, and my fate. But today I'm gonna talk about food. I won't show no recipe, but I'm gonna share a little bit about the oyster mushrooms, how I purchase it, and that I get it on a good deal, and first thing that I do when I get my mushrooms. So, what I'm gonna share with you is King oyster mushrooms, and I get a great deal at H Mart and I buy about a pound because I make multiple recipes and I'm a big believer in mushrooms, in gains for my performance, as in working out. Is good in gaining muscles. It has a lot of fiber and so on and so on, right? So this is it right here. This is how I purchased it. This is 3 pounds for $15. One of the best deals I ever seen in Vegas. And so let me explain. First thing, when I buy mushrooms. So most times when you buy mushrooms from farmers market, they already have it in paper bags. And a lot of these grocery stores, these commercial stores, they package it with plastic. And according to the research and the studies that I always been doing on mushrooms, mushrooms don't like to be packaged with plastic. It's like a way of them being suffocated. So everything or every research that I learned from people who's very educated in mushrooms always inform me of putting them in paper bags. So paper bags like this. So remember, in plastic, they're very unhappy. In paper bags, they're happy. They breathe a lot better. So remember, mushrooms have their own way of breathing, or they're just like any other uh, like plants, but they're a fungi, right? So they're very comfortable in package. But let's check this mushroom out. Look how beautiful these moist oyster mushrooms are. So this is 3 pounds of oyster mushrooms. I could probably make about 4 to 5 dishes with it. Hopefully, if I have time this week, I'll make some videos, some recipes, share some recipes. I have some in mind. Look, there you go, right there. Look at that beauty in it. Look at that beauty. So I got oyster mushrooms and shiitake mushrooms. So the shiitake mushrooms, same as any other mushrooms, they don't like to be packaged with plastic. They're very happy in paper bags. Do the way they breathe, it's like suffocating them. So that's the first thing I do right away when I get my mushrooms. I put them in paper bags. And with this 3 pound of mushrooms, I'm gonna try put it in a bigger paper bag. So these little paper bags is for my shiitake mushrooms, right? Like I said, they're very happy in paper bags. So these shiitakes, these are very great post-workout meals I'm gonna make. But with these ones, I think this following week I'll make a video making miso soup with shiitake mushrooms, shiitake, and tofu. So a very simple dish, but I'll share my way of how I make it. So when I wrap it, I don't make it too tight. I still give them a little air, just like this. I let them breathe just like that, right? So now that's the shiitake. Now my mushroom, since it's a lot, it's 3 pounds, like I said. I got a bigger paper bag, and I'm gonna stuff them just like that, just very gently. Find them a new temporary home before I start cooking them. Look at that. Beautiful mushrooms right here. Beautiful. Oyster mushrooms, high in protein, high in fiber. There's many benefits to it. Maybe one day when I'm making a video, I'll do a speak over and talk about everything that I learned from, that I have the information on books. So like I said, I might be able to make 3 to 4 dishes out of it. Mushroom bowls, with sweet potatoes, some my wife today, she made a quinoa salad. This will go good with a quinoa salad on the side, maybe saute this with a little salt and pepper, a little vegan butter, because any butter, either vegan butter or regular butter, is always good with mushroom, with just butter, salt and pepper, when I'm rushing or making a dish. But I wanted to make a gyro style oyster mushroom dish that I've been thinking about for a few weeks now, that I want to share in the video. So just like that. I don't want to fill it up all the way to the top. Like I said, I want them to breathe. This will probably give me about a week and a half. Just like that. Bend it a little bit. Just like that. So I still got a little bit more. Maybe this is half of a pound. And this is the last of my mushrooms. Well, I try to buy more other mushrooms like maitake. I was at Ranch 99 the other day, which is a Chinese grocery store, and I always check out the mushrooms, and I seen cordyceps. Cordyceps is very hard to find fresh, right? And I was surprised that they had it, and I was gonna buy it, but I was due to work. I didn't want to leave it in the car because the weather here in Vegas is hot right now due to the summer with high heat. And I don't really have too many recipes. I usually take cordyceps in a powder form. Cordyceps is something that I always take every morning with lion's mane, chaga, maitake, and reishi. I take those and I do it in my oatmeal, overnight oats. Plus my coffee that I drink has cordyceps as well. So my coffee always gotta have mushrooms. That's another one. So 4 brown paper bag, right? And these mushrooms, I was very surprised. They were selling at a very cheap price, but because it's kind of like wholesale buying it. Usually a pound of 1 pound of oyster mushroom with the farmers here in Vegas. They're called like Desert Moon or something like that. They have very great mushrooms. They have lion's mane, maitake, blue oysters, pink oysters. They have a lot of different variety of mushrooms. I used to get my mushrooms from them, but when I went to H Mart, they had the best deals. And it's a popular company that is producing all these mushrooms, that is distributing it to all of like the big grocery stores in Vegas, which is like more of like the Asian markets, right? And this company, I think, is based out of Los Angeles, and it's called either Wands or Guans, something like that. I don't know if it's Guans, Guans mushrooms. So that's lately where I've been getting all my mushrooms for a good price. And I try to eat mushrooms on a daily basis. Like I said, some days I might not be consistent, but I always try to get it in at least a few days out the week. But I always get it in the morning and overnight oats and in my coffee. So that was my mushroom video today, sharing my 3 pounds of oyster mushroom and what I do when I first purchase it. When I buy it from a package that is plastic, mushrooms don't like to be suffocated in plastic. They're very happy in paper bags. Something that I wanted to share today on this video, creating content. So like I always say, I hope you like, subscribe, leave a comment if you have a question, push that notification button, and I see you in the next video.